Morning. Oh, morning. Yes. Good morning. It's afternoon for most of you and me. Okay, guys. Welcome to the daily devotional. I got a weird angle, so my hair keeps hanging over like I'm full 80s, like side ponytail. Whatevs. All right, guys. I do a daily devotional almost every day. I missed the last couple days. I apologize. Yesterday was my Bible study, my women's Bible study that I lead. If you want to join that, it's register.galatiansgirl.com. Otherwise, join me right now for about 10 minutes. We're going to do a quick daily devotional. Spend some time with the Lord. And action. That's the title. When Jesus went ashore, he saw a large crowd and he felt compassion for them because they were like sheep without a shepherd. Mark 6:34. The disciples didn't feel like being too welcoming to the crowd waiting for them on that shoreline that day. They'd only barely caught their breath from an intense time of ministry and were still extremely exhausted, most likely looking for a place where they could put their feet up and rest. They probably hoped Jesus would do them all a favor and just send the needy multitude away instead of making this day last any longer. And yet, his response was the opposite of what naturally welled up inside his disciples. Jesus not only tolerated the people's presence, he opened himself up to them. He moved himself toward them to help them. He felt compassion for them. Compassion is one of the distinguishing characteristics of our God. All throughout Scripture, we see it on display. From the father of the prodigal son running out to greet his wayward boy, to Jesus being moved to tears at the grave of his friend Lazarus before resurrecting his lifeless body. And on this particular day, surrounded by such a large and hungry crowd, it's what made him willing to welcome the multitude that even his own disciples were hoping to wish away. Compassion is not the same thing as sympathy. While the latter is a building block to the former, compassion does more than merely feel. It compels. It takes action. When spirit-led compassion begins stirring in your heart, it prompts a response, not merely a sense of sadness or pity. Compassion is what caused the Good Samaritan, for example, to stop in the middle of his journey, delay his own plans, and tend to the needs of the wounded man who'd been beaten and left for dead by roving thieves. Compassion is willing to be inconvenienced. Compassion compels. When was the last time you felt stirred in your heart toward the issues when someone else... Okay, let me start over. When was the last time you felt stirred in your heart toward the issues someone else was struggling to handle, enough to move toward them and help them? Perhaps like the disciples, you're often fatigued by the load of cares and responsibilities that you're already carrying. But if you and I truly want to follow the example of Jesus, we'll step ashore into each new day with our radar up for where other people are hurting, are in need. We'll see the stewardship of our time as an opportunity to put his love into practice. Even in the midst of our routine schedule, compassion will signal us toward a person who needs a minute to talk, or needs a prayer spoken over them, or needs the money we brought for lunch, or needs the smile of a caring friend. Ask the Lord to break your heart for what breaks his, and then ask him to stir in you a sense of active compassion that makes you too uncomfortable to sit by and do nothing. You heard from heaven, and according to your great compassion, you gave them deliverers who delivered them from the hand of their oppressors. Nehemiah 9:27. What needs or people has compassion signaled you toward recently? And how have you responded? Deuteronomy 32:36. The Lord will vindicate his people and will have compassion on his servants when he sees that their strength is gone. All right. See you guys tomorrow.